Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you all are doing well today. Elliot here, and welcome back to another episode of The Fragrance Well. So today's topic, we're gonna keep it pretty straightforward, man. Some scents just have that quality to make you feel elevated in a sense, and that's kind of what we're gonna focus on today. These are scents that I think can make you be the man, essentially. In other words, you're kind of elevating yourself above other guys around you. Call it the alpha male, call it the boss man, call it the leader of the troops, if you will, whatever you want to call it. These are scents that I think have that quality to them. I got 8 of them here today, and these are all fragrances that give you that be the man quality. Obviously, this topic is a little bit subjective. This can mean different things for different people, and it certainly can have a variety of ways of coming across, but that's neither here nor there. Hopefully the ones I have today kind of cover the span, if you will. So before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it started in no particular order. This is not a ranked list, it's just a list. From Roja Parfums, this is Danger Parfum Pour Homme. Danger Parfum Pour Homme from Roja Parfums. So what you're overwhelmingly gonna get from this fragrance is going to be spices and woodiness. There is some lavender and some citrus in the opening. That's about the only thing I can really pick out with this fragrance, but after that it's just this blend, this culmination of spices and woodiness. One of the things I really like about Roja, a lot of Roja fragrances, is they kind of just give you a blend of a lot of things without you really being able to pick out one thing in specifically. And I think that just makes you appreciate the artistry and the composition of the scent as a whole, more so than, oh, I get this note, I get that note. So you definitely get this with this fragrance. A lot of spices, a lot of woods. Some of the listed notes do include clove, cumin, plenty of woody notes. The scent just definitely has this kind of elevated sense of elegance to it, very masculine scent profile, and I think you definitely will come across as being someone who's got their stuff together and can rally the troops, so to speak, if you wear this fragrance. So this one here, you'll definitely smell like the man. Once again, from the house of Roja Parfums, this is Danger Parfum Pour Homme. All right, moving on. Next one's coming from the house of Hermes, and this is Terre de Hermes Parfum. Terre de Hermes Parfum. So the Terre de Hermes DNA in general already has this uber masculine, super classy, elegant scent profile to it. Yeah, and the Parfum just gives it to you in a fuller, richer, more calmed down version, a smoother version, if you will. But overall, the scent DNA still has that I'm the man kind of quality to it. I mean, you talk about one that just really commands the office environment. I think this one is a staple in that regard. The fragrance is overwhelmingly woody, earthy, has a little bit of a citrus touch to it, a lot of benzoin in this, giving it kind of this dustiness to it, kind of smoky as well, obviously featuring Vetiver. This is a Vetiver series. Great quality fragrance from a quality fragrance house of Hermes, and I think this one definitely gives you that be the man quality. So once again, from the house of Hermes, this is Terre de Hermes Parfum. All right, next one's coming from the house of Amouage, and this is Jubilation 25. Amouage is Jubilation 25. So what I like about this one is it kind of just smells like accomplishment. I mean, it's very high class, very elegant, very opulent as well. This is overwhelmingly going to be a spicy and smoky fragrance featuring a lot of incensey notes, but not in a very rich way, more of a dry characteristic. Has some fruitiness to it, some sweet accords kind of hiding in there to balance it out. But the fragrance just smells like accomplishment. Think of a man who has basically reached his peak in his accomplishments. I think this one exhibits that type of quality to it. I know I've heard some people complain about the performance of the reformulation of this. Look, I get it, but that honestly has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. This scent here still smells very high class in my opinion. So once again, from the house of Amouage, this is Jubilation 25. Okay, so the next one's coming from the house of Marc-Antoine Barras, and this is Ganymede. Marc-Antoine Barras, Ganymede. So what makes you the man if you wear this? Honestly, I think it's the uniqueness. It's the willingness to stand out from the crowd, because this fragrance is still quite unique. I know there's other versions of the DNA out there, but it's all pretty much based off of this, right? So Ganymede giving you that mineral heavy, spicy, woody, leathery touch. Very masculine scent DNA, very elegant, very high class, and like I said, overwhelmingly just unique, but still enjoyable. I know I always love wearing this. I love the way it makes me feel, and I think this fragrance definitely has that ability to just make you feel like you're separating yourself from the men around you, and that can certainly be a way to be the man. Doesn't always work out, but I think it does when it comes to Ganymede. So once again, this is Marc-Antoine Barras, Ganymede. All right, so moving on, next one's coming from the house of Nishane, and this is Sultan Vetiver. Sultan Vetiver from Nishane. And let me say right here, this one definitely makes you the man. I call this fragrance the king of, well, not the king of vetivers. It's a vetiver for kings. I think that's a better way of stating it, because it's giving you vetiver basically in every way possible. This is going to be a very green and woody and spicy vetiver, heavy on the florals as well, almost powdery florals. There's a nice accord of absinthe in the opening. I really like the way that comes across. Almost comes across boozy, but it's very bright and brisk and forward. And this is boldness in a bottle. So this is a bold man, a man that's not afraid to take risk. And I think that can make you be the man, particularly if those risks pay off. But you know, to be successful as a man, you got to be willing to take some risk. You can't play it safe all the time, but you know, there's a difference between playing it safe and playing it smart. But I think this fragrance here is a bold choice, and you got to be very confident to wear a scent like this. So once again, from the house of Nishane, this is Sultan Vetiver. All right, next up, coming from the house of Zaharoff, we've got Second Soul. Zaharoff's Second Soul. Now, what this one presents is the classic gentleman, but able to still stay relevant in a modern world, because this is a fragrance that has a take on the classic aromatic gentleman's fougere fragrance, essentially the barbershop scent, but it brings it to the new school with some different takes on it. A lot of resins in this, some sweetness, some booziness. It gives you that classic gentleman's fragrance, but also giving it a new school flair, or just at least a different take, if nothing else. And in my opinion, the classic gentleman will always find success. He'll find a way to be relevant, and I think that's what this fragrance exhibits. So you want to be the man, but do it in a classic way, but still stay relevant. You're gonna do it with Zaharoff's Second Soul, in my opinion. So once again, this is Zaharoff's Second Soul, the mirror fragrance, and I tried to clean it off, but as you can see, I failed. All right, next up, we got one from the house of Ramon Monegal. This is Next to Me. Ramon Monegal's Next to Me. So this one here is a man of elegance, taste, and accomplishment. The fragrance smells super luxurious. It's going to be overwhelmingly a smoky incense-like fragrance, but it has a lot of fruity accords with it, primarily peach. There's some coconut in here, giving it almost this tropical kind of vibe to it. And like I said, it's quite smoky, but not in a way that's too heavy. It's very well balanced. Lots of nice sweetness in this one as well. Some really nice rose accords. A fragrance that just smells of luxury, basically. So think of a man that just has all the accomplishments, all the luxury, all the taste, well-traveled kind of man, and he exudes being the man in that way. I think this fragrance kind of captures that essence. So once again, from the house of Ramon Monegal, this is Next to Me. All right, and last but not least, got one from the house of Le Labo. This is Tabac 28. Le Labo's Tabac 28. So what does this one exude? This one here is the man who just is celebrating a major accomplishment. I don't know, closed the year in the black or something like that, had a great quarter, elevated himself to another level, great promotion. And this is the celebratory light up a cigar, have a drink fragrance. This one smells like a fresh rolled cigar in Miami while you're enjoying a nice glass of rum. Super high quality fragrance. Think of a celebratory fragrance for a grown man, because it's very mature in my opinion, but it kind of has that vibe to it. Still kind of has like a party vibe, but in a very mature way. So this is the man who is celebrating a big win. Love this fragrance. It is very expensive, but I think the costs definitely translate to what you get out of this bottle. So once again, from the House of Le Labo, this is Tabac 28. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That was 8 fragrances that I think can make you smell like the man. Let me know down in the comments below, do you agree with some of these choices, or better yet, just share a fragrance that you think exudes the same type of qualities where you just feel like you are elevated in a sense as a man. I appreciate you guys watching all the way into the end. Remember always to be well and smell well, and I will see you in the next episode of The Fragrance Well. Have a good one.